Hey everyone, how you doing? It's Jeff C here. It is Wednesday, October the 1st, and I need to remind you just one more time, We'll Do It Live is on tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern on Red Pill Revolution, so please, you must tune in. You can't afford to miss that show, and you gotta watch it live, right? Because we're doing it live. Alright, so I digress. Governor Jerry Brown signs California gun restriction. Yay! Hey, way to go, Jerry Brown. Good job. All right, problem, reaction, solution here, and some people are very happy. Let's see if we recognize any. Oh, who is this guy? Oh, he looks so familiar. Who is this guy? My kid died. You remember that guy? Remember that guy? Craven, irresponsible politicians in the NRA. You know, this guy is such a joke. Richard Martinez, the C movie actor, just a terrible actor, giving his speeches the day after, of course, getting up on stage. He was all behind this. Of course, he's all part of it. It's all a giant hoax, a huge scam. And guess what? Now they brought in the Elliot Rodger bill. Well, go figure, right? Now, you need to take those guns away from those troubled people. And, that means, now they have the power to take the guns away from anybody. All they have to do is go to a judge and say, hey, this person's dangerous, so you better take his guns, right? California will become the first state that allows family members to ask a judge to remove firearms from a relative who appears to pose a threat under legislation Governor Jerry Brown said Tuesday he had signed. Great job. The bill was proposed by several Democrats in response to a deadly rampage. Remember that? In Maine, near the University of California in Santa Barbara? Relatives of the victims and other supporters of the bill said the parents of 22-year-old Elliot Rodger were thwarted in their attempts to seek help for their troubled son before the rampage. Of course, that's it. They couldn't get the help, and the story's so good. It's like they went to the police, but the police didn't search the room, and if they had searched or if they had the power, they could have got the guns. They would have stopped the massacre. But what about the 3 Chinese guys that were stabbed? Hey, it doesn't matter, Jeff. It's not important. All right. Thanks. Yeah, it doesn't matter at all. Why aren't they going after people for knives? I wonder why. Where's the knife bill, right? Hey, my brother's a chef, but he's half crazy. I think you better go get his knife collection. No, they don't care about that because all they want to do is convince you that guns are evil, people are evil, and therefore evil people can't have guns, and therefore you can't have guns. You don't need guns anyway. So what do you need guns for? Fuck that shit. New World Order will protect you. Yes indeed. The bill was proposed by all these Democrats, of course, the scumbags of the universe. The relatives, of course, supported the bill. Supporters talked about how, yes, if they could have had it, if both these laws had been in place on May 23rd, it could have been very different today, said none other than Peter Rodger, right? Way to go, Peter Rodger, right? Peter Rodger, the director, the guy that was a co-director on the Hunger Games of all things, the New World Order, fucking mind control. And now he's best buddies with, guess who? Oh yes, he's best buddies with Richard Martinez. Go figure. I wonder how that works, right? California today is a safer state because of this legislation. Let's hope other states follow. I'm sure Mr. Bloomberg has the first erection he's had in about 2 decades, man. He must just be tickled pink that this thing has gone through. They want to fucking get this right across the country. It's the Tattletale bill. That's what it is. That's what, of course, gun enthusiasts are calling it, or pro-gun people are calling it, and they're damn right. That means you can go and tattletale on anyone. They'll just come and take your guns, and if you want to get them back, you gotta get an attorney, you gotta go through the courts, and who has the money to do that? Law enforcement authorities in Connecticut, Indiana, and Texas can seek a judge's order allowing them to seize guns from people they deem to be a danger. So already 3 states now, along with California. The new California law gives the law enforcement the same option and extends it to family members. So it's not just law enforcement now, the family members, right? And then it's going to be the neighbors, and then it's going to be anybody. Well, it is anybody pretty much now, right? It continues California efforts, they're just wonderful, California, to lead the nation in preventing firearm injury and death, said Amanda Wilcox, an advocate of the Brady campaign, another fucking hoax to prevent gun violence, whose daughter was a victim of gun violence. This is what they are. They're all crisis actors. They're all scumbags. The greatest effect might be in preventing suicides or intervening where there was a history of domestic gun violence. Of course, because if you don't have a gun, you can't kill yourself. Forget about that. Nobody's ever jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge. That's all a myth. Oh, this shit is unbelievable. Who the hell buys this stuff? Here's Wilcox's quote. "It's hard to know how much it will be used or how much it will prevent. It only takes avoiding one loss for this to be worth it." Where do you come up with that? Where are you going to find out you prevented a loss? How are you going to know that? You'll never know that, right? What? You see someone guns, so we must have saved a life. No, you'll never know that because it's bullshit. Lawmakers approved the bill by Democratic Assembly members Nancy Skinner, appropriate name, of Berkeley, and Das Williams of Santa Barbara, amid pleas that they act after the May 23rd attack in which 6 people were fatally stabbed or shot or 13 others wounded, right? Why aren't they banning knives, eh? What's going on with that? What happened to it? Oh, knives don't matter. Forget about the knives. We don't need a knife bill. Hey, my brother, he's kind of crazy. He's got a big knife collection. No. It's just the guns that we're after, right? Forget about the 3 Chinese guys that were stabbed. They don't matter anyways. They're just, they weren't even crisis actors. Only their parents had to show up anyways on screen. So, weeks before the shooting, Elliot Rodger's parents had his therapist contact Santa Barbara County mental health officials. Sheriff's deputies talked to Elliot Rodger, but never entered his apartment or checked to see if he owned guns. They decided he was not a threat for them himself or others and took no further action. And now Elliot Rodger later wrote that, that wonderful manifesto that was scripted by Simon Aster. He later wrote that had the deputies searched his room, they might have found the guns that the police said he used to shoot 3 people after the stabbing the 3 others. They might have found his knives too, eh? What about that? Elliot Rodger killed himself while being pursued by police, except there was no blood on the seat, no blood on the perfectly white airbag. I don't know how that happens. You only shot yourself in the head, Maybe, I don't know. Forget that. Anyways, under a California bill, whoever seeks the restraining order would have to sign an affidavit under oath. If they lie, they can be charged with a misdemeanor. A misdemeanor, right? If they lie, so you can go and you can get somebody completely disarmed, and if you lied about them, you're going to get a misdemeanor. You're going to get a slap on the wrist. Yeah, you got to do some community service. It's a fucking joke, man. This is so crazy. A court hearing would be held within 14 days after the restraining order is granted to give the gun owner a chance to argue there is no danger. But that's not going to be, it's not going to float over well with the judges and shitheads that have the power to do this stuff. In Elliot Rodger's case, there is no evidence his parents or anyone treating him knew that he had weapons. That prompted Senator Hannah Beth Jackson to introduce, of course, another Democratic scumbag, to introduce a related bill that would require law enforcement to develop policies that encourage officers to search the state's database of gun purchases as part of their routine welfare checks. That bill, SB 505, was also signed by, he's signing all these bills. Brown's signing bills helped to honor the life of my son, Christopher, and so many others killed by senseless gun violence, said Richard Not One More Martinez, father of the Isla Vista shooting hoax, Christopher Ross Michaels Martinez. Yeah, he's got to have that fucking crazy long name, eh? An advocate for the group Every Town for Gun Safety. Newtown for Gun Safety. Every town. Mayors against illegal, mothers against illegal guns. Yeah, they're all working together. Good job, guys. You're all fucking scumbags. Nothing we could do will bring back Christopher, because probably didn't die in the first place. But I'm confident this new law will help save lives. My kid died. Prevent other families from experiencing the same kind of tragedy. States around the country should be exploring this life-saving measure. Of course, right? This is what they say. This is what they do. They're all scumbags. Now the authorities can legally, you can seize legally purchased guns. This is where it's gone. It's past. The Elliot Rodger whole hoax is a huge success. They're all celebrating it. And now they're going to go on to do their next hoax. and it'll just continue. Okay, thanks for listening. Remember to tune in. We'll do it live. And see you tonight.